Tonight, we begin with a disturbing case out of Toms River, New Jersey, where a decorated but controversial police officer now faces serious criminal charges. 32-year-old Rebecca A. Sieg, who had recently sued her department for gender discrimination and sexual harassment, was arrested on April 25, 2025. Her arrest followed a violent home invasion in Berkeley Township. According to witnesses and police reports, Sieg allegedly smashed through a glass door late at night, damaged a vehicle in the driveway, and physically assaulted 2 people inside the home. She also reportedly issued verbal threats before resisting officers who arrived on the scene. She now faces multiple charges: burglary, 2 counts of assault, criminal mischief, terroristic threats, and resisting arrest. Sieg was once hailed as a hero after rescuing a woman and her pets from a fire in 2020. But her recent lawsuit painted a very different picture of her life within the department, one allegedly filled with harassment and retaliation. She is currently being held at Ocean County Jail without bond. As the investigation continues, the department has remained tight-lipped, citing pending litigation. The community remains stunned, and her case adds to a growing list of police misconduct stories shaking public trust. Next, we cross over to the UK, where a former probation officer has been charged in an extraordinary plot of violence and betrayal. 34-year-old Paris Wilson, a mother of 2 from Plymouth, Devon, was once entrusted with rehabilitating offenders. Now she finds herself at the center of a vicious criminal conspiracy. Wilson stands accused of helping orchestrate a plot to kidnap and murder her former partner, Danny Cahalane. On February 21st, Cahalane was attacked with sulfuric acid while at home with his young daughter. The horrifying act was allegedly carried out with the help of an organized crime group with which Wilson had conspired. The Crown Prosecution Service has charged her with conspiracy to murder, conspiracy to kidnap, and active participation in gang-related crime. 7 others have also been indicted in connection to the attack, many of them facing additional drug trafficking charges. Wilson, once a respected figure in the justice system, has been remanded in custody. Her trial begins May 12th. If convicted, she faces a life sentence. In New York City, an NYPD officer, once trusted to mentor at-risk youth, now stands accused of attempting to sexually exploit a minor. Travis D'Souza, 35, who oversaw the department's Police Explorers program in both Queens and Brooklyn, was arrested after a months-long undercover sting. Authorities say D'Souza sent sexually explicit texts, messages, and photos to someone he believed was a 14-year-old girl. In reality, it was an undercover officer. Investigators allege that D'Souza used platforms like Snapchat to send a lewd image and express his desire for sexual activity. His arrest has sent shockwaves through the department, with NYPD officials quickly suspending him without pay. In court, he faced multiple charges in both Queens and Brooklyn, including a group. Courtroom interior in New York, defendant in handcuffs escorted in courthouse. Courthouse facade in Queens or Brooklyn at stock distribute equally. Attempted dissemination of indecent material to minors, obscenity, and misconduct. Prosecutors are calling this a case of severe abuse of power and public trust. D'Souza was released without bail. His next court date is pending, and his role in the youth mentorship program is under audit. Greater Manchester Police are in the spotlight following the conviction of a 27-year-old officer, Choni Kelly, who has been sentenced to 3 years and 9 months in prison. Her crime: developing romantic and criminal relationships with known felons. Kelly was caught on CCTV visiting drug dealer Josh Whalen in prison and kissing him while in uniform. The pair communicated via smuggled phones and maintained a sexual relationship after Whalen's release. When that relationship ended, Kelly moved on to another criminal, Raheem Motley. She is accused of accessing and leaking confidential intelligence, including plans for upcoming raids and information on police informants, to Motley, who was under investigation at the time. Kelly pleaded guilty to multiple charges of misconduct and conspiracy to commit misconduct in public office. Whelan and Motley also received prison terms. GMP's Professional Standards Directorate called the case one of the most serious examples of officer corruption in recent memory. In Memphis, 3 former police officers, Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith, are now on trial for their alleged roles in the brutal killing of Tyre Nichols during a 2023 traffic stop. Nichols, a 29-year-old black man, was beaten so severely that he died of blunt force trauma 3 days later. Prosecutors allege that after Nichols attempted to flee following an initial encounter involving pepper spray and a taser, officers chased him down and subjected him to a violent, prolonged beating. Body cam footage shows Nichols being struck multiple times as he screamed for his mother. None of the officers rendered medical aid or informed emergency responders of his injuries. The defense claims Nichols resisted arrest, but federal prosecutors have already secured convictions in related civil rights violations. The trial has reignited national calls for police reform and racial justice. The department's Scorpion unit, to which the officers belonged, has since been disbanded. In Chicago, outrage continues to grow following the March 2024 police shooting of 26-year-old Dexter Reed. During a traffic stop, plainclothes officers claimed Reed fired at them first, injuring one officer. They responded by unleashing a barrage of 96 bullets in just 41 seconds. Reed's family disputes the official narrative and has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit. A gun was reportedly found in Reed's vehicle, along with 11 spent shell casings. Despite an initial settlement offer of $1.25 million, the Chicago City Council voted to reject it in April 2025. Critics argue the city is protecting officers at the expense of accountability. The incident is under further investigation by the Civilian Office of Police Accountability. And finally, in a controversial move, the Department of Justice has officially shut down the National Law Enforcement Accountability Database. Created in 2023 to track officer misconduct across agencies, the database contained thousands of records meant to prevent bad actors from bouncing between departments unnoticed. Critics are calling the shutdown a dangerous setback for police reform and transparency. Officials from the DOJ cited political pressure and administrative concerns. Advocates fear this will embolden corrupt officers and weaken civilian oversight. These stories are not isolated incidents. They're symptoms of deeper systemic issues that demand scrutiny, transparency, and meaningful reform. We will continue to track these developments in future editions of the Bad Apple Watch. Stay informed, stay critical, stay involved.